Hi guys, this is Ravi Shankar and today we are going to talk about Iscsi. So what is Iscsi and how we will configure Iscsi in RHEL 7. So if you are talking about Iscsi, it's a protocol, right? Let me draw a figure and then let's discuss it. So it's a protocol which is going to allow you to share the block storage from a machine to another machine over the network, right? So suppose this system name is server1.example.com and this system is having IP address of 172.25.254.11. Let's assume the IP address of this machine is. So and you have one more machine in the network and this system name is, let's assume the system name is desktop1.example.com, right? And this machine having address of 172.25.254.10/24. Now the scenario is what, on the server machine I want to share a block storage. That means I am going to create a partition here, create partition, and I want, let's assume the partition is dev sdb1. Or what we can do, we can create a partition, right? Then we will convert into the physical volume, volume group and logical volume, and then I want to share it as a block device over the network. Or there may be the scenario that you haven't any sufficient free disk space available so that you cannot create partition. In that case, what you can do, you can create a file of fixed size, using dd command, and then you can share this file as a block device over the network. So these are the things you can do using the Iscsi. So basically Iscsi stands for what? A small computer system interface. It's a hard disk, and when you are going to share the hard disk over the network in the raw format, so the protocol which is going to allow you, that is Iscsi, right? So, and if you are talking about prior version of RHEL, so there was a package we have required in earlier version, Iscsi target utils, and in RHEL 7 the package we have required is target CLI. So if you are comparing it with the previous version, the method how you will share your block device, that's totally different in RHEL 7. So let's, before starting the lab, let's discuss some more stuff here. Like the server machine which is sharing the block storage is known as technically target, and the system who is going to access it, that system is known as initiator, right? Now in earlier version we are just going to open the file and we were creating a partition and we are setting, this is the backstore, and we were sharing in the RHEL 6 or RHEL 5. But here we are going to use the different method, and the configuration file is going to use the JavaScript object notation format in order to store all the information. So let's see how we are going to do. So for this purpose we have a server1.example.com machine and desktop1.example.com machine. So let's see what is the operating system version and other stuff. So this is a RHEL 7 machine. Let me show you. You can check it out using cat Iscsi Red Hat release. So this is a RHEL 7.0 machine, and the IP address of this machine is 172.25.254.11. And if you will see the desktop one, which is client machine in our case, this machine is RHEL 7 let me show you, etc Red Hat release, and the IP address related information is 172.25.54.10, right? And see, the name resolution must going to happen between the client and server, right? Either you can make entry in the etc host file in both the machines, so that there will be no any issue with the name resolution, or you may have the DNS server in your network, so you can point the server information so that it will do the name resolution inside the resolve.conf. So I have a DNS server, so need not to worry about it. You can write it inside the etc host file. The format will be what? Let me just talk about it. Here you need to write first the IP address of your server one machine and desktop one machine, and then you need to write the name, and then you can either you can write first alias name and then you can write the full name. Okay, so let's do it. So let me check whether my system is connected with the repository server or not. Let's write yum repo list. It seems my system is not connected with the repository server. Let's make it full screen. So I am going to open etc yum.repo.d, and I am writing here online.repo. Here I am writing wow, and the name repository, the wow is the ID, and name I am specifying, let's see, the online base URL. In my case, this is a http classroom.example.com and RHEL 70. GPG check 0. Now let's check it out whether it's working or not. So this is working. So what I am doing, in order to save our time, I am going to copy the same file into the desktop one machine. It's yum.repo.d directory. Yes, supply the password of desktop one root user. So now both the machines having the proper repository configuration. So first thing first, let's install the package. Yum install target CLI. If you wish to see what is the function of target CLI package, you can write yum info. See, it's saying an administration cell for configuring Iscsi, fiber channel over Ethernet, and other Iscsi targets using the TCM/LIO kernel target subsystem. Right, fiber channel over Ethernet users will also need to install and use FCOE utils package. So let's install this package. Yum install target CLI. This is going to install the package. It has finished the dependency resolution. And see, the Iscsi protocol is going to work on port number 3260 TCP. Right, so let's start the service. Systemctl start target and systemctl enable target. Let's allow the port number 3260 add port through the firewall and TCP connection. Firewall happen CMD happen upon reload, and let's check firewall happen CMD happen upon list all. Now what I'm doing, I'm going to create a partition here. So I'm writing F disk. Let's see how many disks is attached with this system. So we have SDA and SDB disk, right? So I'm going to create a partition inside SDB. F disk dev SDB. Whether it's a primary or logical, that's not going to matter. So let's create a partition of, let's see, the 5 GB. Right, part probe dev SDB. Now I want to share this dev SDB over the network, so I need to prepare this storage, right? So let's open the target CLI command prompt and see, now we have multiple stuff. See, it's saying warning, could not load preferences file root, and it's going to create a hidden file here. And this is the target CLI sale version 2.1.fb34. So see, we have a backstore. Backstore may be either block in the form of, you can say, the partition, or you can say the LVM. Then we can have a file IO. That means you are going to create a file of fixed size if you having not enough space to create the partition. So in your free space you can create a file with a fixed size, and that you can share over the network with the help of Iscsi. Then we have Pscsi, similar to the Iscsi, which is going to attach the additional Iscsi storage, and RAM disk is similar to the RAM, right? So if you, RAM disk is what, you are going to create a file of fixed size and you are sharing it over the network. But the thing is what, whenever the target machine, the server machine who is going to share the storage, is going to be rebooted, whatever will be the data inside the disk will be removed, right? So ideally we use the block performance is very good. So let's create a backstore. So see, we are inside the slash, we have to first create the backstore and then Iscsi. It's not mandatory to first create backstore. You can later on create backstore, or if you wish you can create Iscsi first. It's totally up to you. So I am going to create backstore first. So I am writing backstore and hit tab. Need not to remember anything. Block, right? Create. Then hit tab. Name. What you wish to name to this block device. I am writing disk 1. You can write any name. That's not an issue. Hit tab again, and then it's saying the device. Device is what? In our case, dev SDB 1. Then again hit tab. Can you see there is a write back? So write back option set to true enable the local file systems. So when it's enabled, this is going to improve the performance, but it's going to also increase the risk of data loss. So if you are using it in the production environment, ensure that the write back facility is false, right? So if you wish, you can write like this, write back and false, right? If you are using it in production environment, it's highly recommended to set it as false. Otherwise, it's going to cache the information in the local file system, and there may be more chance of data loss, right? So write ls command. See, the target CLI is going to use the ls, cd. These commands are going to work here. And if you wish to create a file IO, you can create it like this, backstore, and then you can write the file IO, and then you can write create name. You can name it like file1 or any name, whatever you wish. Then you can write the size. Let's see, the 1 GB, and then hit tab. File or device root, I am writing file1, right? So in this manner you can create a file. But see, these are deactivated because we are not going to use it. Once we will use it, it will be activated automatically. Now, so we have attached the R storage into the Iscsi backstore only, but we are not going to use it right now. So for this purpose, Iscsi having some methodology, we need to define some more stuff inside the Iscsi. So let's go inside Iscsi and see what is there. Iscsi create and WWN means worldwide name. So you need to assign a logical name that will be in the form of IQN dot year, like this, YYYY, then mm.com dot you can say the reverse domain example. Then you can, if you wish, you can write the server name, and then optional parameters are there. So what I am writing here, IQN 2016 09.com dot example dot server1, right? Either you can write reverse domain name, or you can write like this, colon, I am writing disk 1. You can write any name. So whatever you are writing here, when the client will do the discovery, the same thing will appear there. Getting my point? What I'm saying, whatever name you will write here, when the client will do discovery, the same name will appear there. Hit tab, let's hit enter. So it's going to create a target portal group. TPG stands for target portal group 1. Right? Now we need to define the ACL. Right? Actually we haven't attached any backstore with this IQN. So this is a logical name, but we haven't attached anything. So first we need to set the ACL. That means this name will be accessed by which client. Right? So you can set the ACL using Iscsi and hit tab. It's going to pick up everything automatically. ACLs, and then you can write create WWN, and you can copy this name and ensure that you have copy. You can copy complete. That's not an issue. But after the colon, whatever is there, you need to remove it, and you need to write here the client name, the system who is going to access this IQN. In my case, it's a desktop 1. ls. So it's saying what? There will be this is a WWN name, worldwide name, and this will be accessed by the desktop 1. ACL is going to define which machine will access to this IQN. Now we haven't attached any LUNs, that is logical unit numbers. So we need to attach a backstore into the LUN. So the command will be backstore, Iscsi, hit tab, then there is a LUNs, then there is a create, hit tab, a storage object, and see we have multiple backstore available actually. Either we can use the backstore block disk 1, or we can use the backstore file 1. If you wish, you can attach to both, or if you wish, you can use one of them. So I am writing disk 1 ls. So see now this is activated. Dev SDB1 is activated because it's going to be used by this IQN. Right? And see, with this IQN the LUN is mapped. Now we need to set the IP address here. By default it's going to take 0.0.0.0. That means whatever will be the IP address of this system, on that address the client can initiate the connection. But if you wish to fix the address, maybe the scenario, maybe in your in your target machine, maybe multiple address is assigned there, and you want to listen the Iscsi connection on a particular IP address. So you can create a portal for that. So how you will create Iscsi? See, the path will be Iscsi, then IQN, then TPG1, and then you need to go inside the portal. So just hit tab, it's going to take automatically. Portals, create, hit tab, IP address, and hit tab. It's displaying the possible IP address, whatever is assigned. So this is a loop back. See, this is what default. If you will write this address, what is going to happen? If this machine having multiple address, so you can listen on any IP address. But if you are specifying a specific address, then it's going to listen only on this address. So I am writing 172.25 and hit enter. So by default it's going to take the port number 3260. Let's execute the ls and see what is the status. So now we have completed the target related stuff. That means now our storage is ready to access on the client machine. See, I haven't attached this storage, right? And see, by default it's not going to use any authentication. If you wish to use, you can use the challenge handshake authentication protocol. So first let's access it, and then If time will allow, I will show you how you can configure the challenge handshake authentication protocol. So either you can write exit here, need not to write save config, it's not required, right? Save config command is not required to execute here, because see, the things is what default it's configured true. So if you will write, it's going to save the information. Where the information is going to be saved? Inside the etc target save config.json JavaScript object notation. So let's open this file and see what's there inside. Maybe vim etc target save config.json. Can you see? So this is JavaScript object notation format. I don't know Java, right? But you can see the database DB one is there, name is disk1, this is a block device, read only is false, then the target information is there. So if you having knowledge of JavaScript object notation, you can get to know what all this means. Now it's time to go to the client machine and access this storage. Prior to going on the client machine, remember what is your HCL name mentioned here. You need to write this name on the client system initiator file. So let me show you. Let's open the desktop one system. Desktop one, where is desktop one system? Yeah. Let's log in with the student user account and let's become root here. So on this system, there is a package which must be installed, that is Iscsi Initiator Utils. Right. If you have installed server with GUI while the installation, it will be installed already. See, as you can see, the Iscsi Initiator Utils 64-bit is installed as a part of the Anaconda. That means it's saying what? This package is installed when the operating system has been installed, right? So now you need to open the etc Iscsi initiator name .iscsi. So by default, initiator name is defined here. There may be question how it's going to assign. So the package Iscsi Initiator Utils, inside that package there is a script, right? So that script is going to generate the name dynamically here. Okay. So let's write the HCL name here. Whatever you have defined the HCL name there, you need to write here. I am writing iqn.2016-09.com.example.server1 :desktop1. Desktop1. So you need to write like this. So on the client side, we have two main files, that is etc Iscsi initiator name.iscsi, and if you have enabled some sort of authentication, then you need to open the etc Iscsi and then iscsi d.conf. So if you have enabled the authentication, then you need to modify it here. You need to enable it here. Let me show where it is. See, chat settings. So you need to write the, if you wish to enable, you need to uncomment this line. You need to set the username, you need to set the password, right? So I'm not going to use the authentication right now. I will create a separate video for this. Now it's time to enable the Iscsi and start the Iscsi. Now if you wish, you can open the Iscsi ADM. This is a command, and let's look for the examples. Let me make it full screen. So this is how you can discover the stuff, how you can log in. So these things are specified there, and how you will do log out, how you will see the records information, session information. These things are mentioned here. But I am going to use the simple command Iscsi ADM, and see if the device will be discovered, it will come inside var lib Iscsi nodes. Right? The discovered device information will come inside this directory. and see how many disks is attached with this system. There is only SDA, one block device is attached. Now I am writing Iscsi ADM -M node, mode will be discovery. M stands for mode. Mode will be discovery -T means target, send target to the portal. In my case it's server1.example.com. I can write server1, DNS will take care of it, and hit enter. So see, it has discovered the step, and see this name I have specified when we were create the IQN. So let's copy this and see this information will be there inside the nodes. Now I need to log in, so I am writing Iscsi ADM -M node -T. Let's paste it, and here I am writing -P server1 and -L for login. Now if you write lsblk, as you can see, there is one more disk. Earlier we have only one disk. Now you can create partition in this disk like fdisk, dev, sdb, and let's create partition of full size, and I am going to change it as a LVM, and I am going to write it. Need not to write part pro because it's a remote disk. Now I am going to create the LVM here, pb create dev sdb1. I am writing vg create storage, then dev sdb1, and I am going to create logical volume lv create -L of, let's see, the 2 GB, and let's name it as a data, and it's going to take space from the storage volume group. Now let's assign the file system here. Dev storage data, and let's create a directory. Let's create a directory as Iscsi or any name, whatever you wish, and let's mount it. So let's write blk id and copy the block UUID of this device and make entry in fs tab, so that whenever the system will boot, it will mount it automatically. Remove the double quotes, although even if you are not going to remove, it's going to work, but it's recommended to remove. I am going to mount inside Iscsi, and the file system is XFS, and here ensure that you have mentioned the net dev. That means whenever the system will start, then it will first check whether the networking is started or not, and then it will try to discover and mount the stuff. So net dev is representing that it's a network device, it's not local device, right? 0 0. Let's save it. Currently see it's not mounted. Let's write mount -A. It's saying Iscsi is busy. I have mounted it or not? Dev SDB1 is already mounted. Okay, but I haven't mounted it. Let's see. mkdir blk id sdb1 looks fine. What I have done? I believe I have made a mistake somewhere. pb create looks fine, lv create looks fine. Dev storage data, sorry. See, blk id dev storage data. I need to write this UUID, but I have written the UUID of SDB1. That was my mistake. Sorry for that. Let's copy this ID and open the HCFS file and write the information here. So I am going to remove this line, this UUID, and I am going to paste the newer UUID here. So let's remove it, and now let's write mount -e. Now you can see it's mounted inside Iscsi. Now there may be the scenario you want to require you want to have more disk, so you can write here the LV extend -L, and then you can write plus, or you can write -smaller plus 100% free, and then slash Iscsi, or you can write div storage and data. So if you will write df-th, it's not displaying. Let's write xfs underscore growfs, and you can write either Iscsi mount point, or you can define the device name. Now if you will see, the full disk space is available. Now if you will see PV display, there is no any free extent available. Now if you wish to extend it, what you can do, you can share the another LUN from the server machine. Let me show you. See, we have used only one storage, that is disk. We haven't used file. So prior to that, let me show you. By default, it's going to automatically discover and do the login, all the things. So let's check it out. Let me first do log out, and let's check whether it's working fine or not, and then I will show you how we can attach one more storage. So here I am writing -u, use it for the logout. Prior to logout, the better thing is what? Let's unmount it first, and then do a logout. And let's reboot the machine, and we will check whether our storage is available after reboot or not. The system is rebooting. It's going to take some time. And then in the next video, I will show you how you can implement the authentication on the same scenario. We will only provide the username, and we will enable the authentication there. It's taking time. Let's see. It's coming up. Yeah. Let's log in with the student user account and see whether the device is mounted or not. df-th, it's mounted, so it's working. Now and see how you will verify which one is your you can say the Iscsi shared storage, whether it's a local storage or network storage. So you can write lsblk-s, right? So see here it displaying ATA, SATA, and it displaying it's a Iscsi. This question may be asked in the interview, how you will define whether this is a local storage or network storage, right? So as I promised, now let's add one more storage here. If you will see, there is only one storage. Now let's open the target CLI command prompt again, and let's add one more storage, that is file IO to this IQN. So I am writing Iscsi tpg1 luns, and then take a space and hit tab, luns create storage object backstore file IO file1. Now see, this is also attached. Now either you can do the manually discovery and all the stuff, or simply you can reboot your machine. It will discover automatically, because the default is what? Automatic. If you wish to set it manually, you can do it as well. But let's reboot and see whether it's going to discover the new disk or not. And then you can create you can create a partition on the new discover the device, and you can add it to the existing volume group, and then you can increase the size of your logical volume. Let's see it. The system is coming up. It's taking time. Let's log in with the student user account and see whether the new device is discovered or not. Open terminal and let's write lsblk. Let's become root and write lsblk, so in order to see the block device. See, we have one more disk SDC, as you can see here. Congratulations. Now you can create create a partition inside div SDC, and you can change the ID to 80, and you can write it, and then you can, if you will see the VG display, the volume group having no any free physical extent, as you can see. Now let's create physical volume inside the new device div SDC, I believe C1, and then you can extend VG extend storage div SDC1, and then you can extend your logical volume. Let me show you. Currently the size is what? The size is 5.4 gigs. I'm going to add 500 MB. So I'm writing LV extend -L plus 50% free, because it's of 1 GB. 50% free, and div storage and data, right? So 5.49, see, it's increases, and now XFS underscore grow FS and Iscsi df-th. See, now it's 5.9, earlier it was 5.4. So this is a basic of Iscsi, right? Hope you have understand the things, and thanks for watching my video. Have an awesome day. Thank you. Bye and take care.